Days after the NBA tip-off of its new season, the FBI and the Justice Department announced that betting scandal that is just rocking the league. The DOJ saying the indictment also includes poker games. This is amazing. Rigged by the Mafia that allegedly defrauded people out of millions of dollars. This is what the FBI director and U.S. Attorney for the Eastern District of New York had to say about this yesterday.
This is an illegal gambling operation and sports rigging operation that spanned the course of years. The FBI led a coordinated takedown across 11 states to arrest over 30 individuals today responsible for this case, which is very much ongoing.
This scheme is an insider sports betting conspiracy that exploited confidential information about National Basketball Association athletes and teams.
Biggest names in the indictment: Portland Trailblazers coach Chauncey Billups, former player who's in the Hall of Fame, and Miami Heat guard Terry Rozier. NBA says both men have now been placed on leave, each facing money laundering and wire fraud charges. Prosecutors say Billups took part in mob-run poker games that were fixed to rip off other players who were lured to the games by the prospect of meeting a celebrity like Billups. Rozier is accused of providing inside information to bettors so they could get an edge and place winning bets, some of those bets involving games that he was playing in.
Guys, this is crazy. And Dave, I know you and I have talked about just the proliferation of gambling in sports before, but this one takes it to a new level.
Yeah, Allison, you're right. And this is one of the deals that professional sports needs to encounter, because once you wrap yourselves up in DraftKings and FanDuel and you partner with these betting companies, it's inevitable. Right. It's going to continue to get worse and worse and worse in all sports. And this isn't, Allison, the tip of the iceberg. Sidebar, I played with Chauncey Billups from the time that I was 13 years old.
Really?
Through high school. He went to my university, Colorado, and he is the greatest player in Colorado history. So this hits home. One of the most respected, liked guys, a Hall of Famer. So it is a stunning story, Allison.
Yeah, it's also interesting.
Okay, yeah, go ahead, Karen.
Oh, I was just saying that the whole rise of the prop bets as well. You know, the ability to do player props means, oops, you know, you can fumble the ball.
Yeah, how
or,
players
oops,
are going to do in the game.
Injury. Yeah. And they actually, you know, they do have a entire system where they're scanning for that. You know, using algorithms for unusual betting activity. And I guess that is how this got on the radar in the first place.
That's one of the allegations.
As if
is
sports weren't complicated enough. But go on.
Well, for Allison's head
like,
is
this is why I
exploding
don't
this morning.
follow it.
We got some help, right, to understand more about this, right, Allison?
Yeah, so joining us now is former FBI Special Agent David Shapiro. David, you can hear that this is mind-blowing, at least to me. Can you explain in layman's terms how this worked?
Well, in a sense, the scheme is quite old. I know it made current news, but what you have is a group of insiders taking advantage of marks who thought the game was entirely legit. And this insider advantage is hardly new anywhere, whether sports, business. Insiders have certain advantages that they could exploit over those that think the performance is in good faith.
And so there's two separate deals going on here. You've got the NBA side of it in terms of potential point shaving, and then the different side of this is what Chauncey was involved in, which is an illegal poker game going on that had Cosa Nostra, the Mafia. What can you tell us about that side of the investigation?
Well, you know, the Mafia and illegal gambling, perfect together. For decades, that's how the Mafia made its bones. That's how it made a lot of its money. People wanting to gamble where they couldn't. So here, what's interesting about this case, among many other facts, or at least allegations, is that one of the persons ripped off, a certain John Doe, was ripped off because he wanted a remuneration for his shuffling machine. So in a way, who's zooming who there? You know, who's taking advantage?
Right. And that's when you get into the complicated nature of this. So you're a fraud and financial crimes expert who's worked on racketeering cases. How do you follow the money in a case like this?
That's the great thing about using a money audit trail is that there's no sense in doing any of this for the most part unless you get a financial reward. So, in brief, much of the inflows and outflows in our financial system can be traced, whether you're doing Venmos or normal cash deposits or wire transfers. There's always somebody doing it and getting it, notwithstanding crypto.
The FBI director said the investigation is not over. So, do you expect prosecutors might get Billups and Rozier to hand over some other people, or how would this expand?
Well, this is burgeoning. I mean, if you look at the John Does and the co-conspirators that are not named, this is a fairly large criminal enterprise extending across states and so forth. And the ability, the capacity to cheat here is distributed across. And I don't want to impugn the NBA because it can happen anywhere in any sort of sporting event. But the ability, the power to cheat and benefit from it inheres in every individual, coach, athlete, referee. It's just, it's unfortunate, but I need to quote Einstein here. I know it may seem irrelevant, but in Einstein's one of his famous statements is, God does not play dice with the universe. And indeed, God does not.
That's
Wow,
profound
that
this
is
early.
deep.
Yeah.
That's profound, David.
Just
David,
pulled that right
but
out of
so-
your hat.
But
Wow.
as Dave Briggs was just explaining, so there's the poker games that were rigged with, shuffling devices and X-ray tables, which I didn't know was a thing. And then there was the game. And so some of these players, David, correct me if I'm wrong, they were faking injuries and things like that because people were betting on them.
Yeah. I mean, that's why gambling is such a big issue for sports. The ability to fake it, the ability to throw it, to tank a performance. This is not new, right? We all know about, well, most of us, the Chicago Black Sox back in 1919.
Yep.
They got annoyed that their owner was not giving them bonuses and holding back their ability to earn money, and so they tanked the World Series. They bet against it. And I do want to note that it's not just betting against your own team; it's also betting for one's team. Because when you make a wager like that, even if you're betting for your team to win or for your performance to be superlative, what you must do to extend yourself in any one game could put the rest of the team and the rest of the season at risk.
That's right.
All right. Yes. Former FBI Special Agent David Shapiro, thank you very much for explaining all of that and dropping some profound Einstein wisdom on us this morning here at Connecting
You didn't know you were
America.
getting that on a Friday,
And
did
you
you?
did not